Hi, I'm Jordan from Kettner Creative. In this video, we're going to connect the Rode PodMic to the Yamaha MG10XU audio mixing console. This is a very compelling combination between the two. It's a very high value, purpose-built microphone for podcasting and home recording and live streaming. And this console here is a really complete console as well for the same purposes, for home podcasting, video streaming, and home recording. So this is a very popular setup. So I'm going to connect this microphone to this mixer. We're going to try it with and without a Cloudlifter to see if the preamps in this console are capable of powering this microphone effectively. We're going to try it with and without an optional foam cover for the Rode PodMic, and I'm going to give you some tips and tricks along the way, basically showing you what I know about connecting these two and what you need to look for and how to set up this microphone with this console correctly. Now, in this video, I do already have this console connected to my computer and I have an audio recording going. We're not going to get into that side of things. We already have videos on how to multi-track record with this audio console. So if you need information on that side of things, please check out those videos. Also, there's a lot of different equipment in this video here. If you do want to see current pricing or specs, it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to say the current pricing in this video because I want this video to last a long time and the prices will go up and down on this equipment. So please check out the pricing and specs in the links in the description below if you have any questions or if you're looking to buy the items that are in this video. Okay, so first of all, we have the microphone here and we have the console in front of me. Before we connect anything to an audio console, we always have to strike the console. What that means is we put it back into its starting position. A lot of the times if you're recording in a professional studio, well, now everything's digital, but back when everything used to be analog, you'd get a fine of $1 per knob that wasn't in the right position. So what we want here is all the white knobs turned all the way down. I'm catching a couple even after I already went through it. All the white knobs down. I always say on this console, the Christmas colors point up in the 12 o'clock position, the compression down, the preamps down. The tricky thing that you can always miss is these high pass filters and the pads up top. Turn the effects down and make sure the effects switch is off. Now, even though we're using the USB output on this console, I always just have a general rule. I come from a live sound background. I always just start with the stereo level up at that triangle, 0 or unity position, even though it has no effect on the USB output. The only thing that affects the USB output on this audio console is the gain and the white level knobs. So keep that in mind. There is no master level for the USB output. Next, now that everything is completely struck, we can connect this microphone to the console. So put the XLR cable into the back of the microphone and plug it into the console. Now for Yamaha, I like to put the level up to that triangle, 0 or unity position first, and then as I'm speaking into the microphone, I'll raise the gain until I see the meter move. Check 1, 2. Y. Check 1, 2. See right there, I missed it again, so I would have got a $1 penalty. I had the 26 decibel pad on, so that would obviously affect the signal there. So we have the gain set up to about the 3/4 position here. Now for gain setup, there's a couple different ways you can do it. If you're live streaming, you're going to want to get this as close to 0 as possible. That will give you the maximum volume, so people that are watching you online aren't constantly asking you to turn up. But if you're recording, you don't want this microphone to go past +6. Probably you want to keep it under you don't want it to go past -6, and you probably don't want it to go past -12. So where we're at right now, where we see it just barely touching -10, that's a great position. It gives me headroom in case I get animated or in case I get excited. That way I don't hit 0. If you hit 0, when you use the USB output on this mixer, you peak, you clip, you will notice some audio degradation. So when you're live streaming, you want to get as close to 0 without going over, but when you're home recording, you can be a lot more conservative because you have that option to boost it in post. So seeing it hit -10 there, we're kind of halfway between where we'd want if we're home recording or live streaming. So for this microphone, I do have a review on this microphone. I find that it already sounds like it has a high pass filter built in. I don't think that you would need to put on the high pass filter or roll off any lows to clean it up. That is already built into this microphone. It's already built a little bit crispy up top to keep it sharp and keep it sounding great. So there's no low end mud on this microphone that you need to clean up as far as I'm concerned. Now, if you want to add compression, if you're very animated or you're recording somebody that's very animated, I would recommend putting some level of compression. Somewhere between a third and a half is a pretty good starting point. Another thing to keep in mind when you're adding compression with this mixer is it adds gain, lowers the threshold, and increases the compression ratio all at once. So what that means is it will actually add gain. You can see here that I just bumped off a -6 when I was speaking. So if we add compression, we can probably back the gain down just a smidge to keep things a little bit back in that safe zone that we're looking for. As far as EQ, this microphone sounds great. I wouldn't mess with EQ unless there's something that's really grating you. So I would just leave it. I would leave the effects send down unless you're doing something like a mix minus setup. We do have more videos on how to set up a mix minus with this audio console, so please check those out. And I would leave the pan centered. Again, that level is best set at the triangle, unity, or 0 position. So right here we can see that with this compression and everything that we've done to this microphone, we have a gain that's set up, I don't know, just shy of 75%, somewhere between 60 and 75%. I think that's acceptable. I don't think that you need a Cloudlifter, but just for kicks, let's plug this into a Cloudlifter to see how much gain reduction we get and to see if that's something that you would want to try. So we're going to unplug this from channel 1. We're going to plug the microphone into the Cloudlifter. We're going to connect the Cloudlifter to the audio console. You can see there, I just missed the phantom power switch was already on. Again, there's another mark of shame on my record. So that would have been another $1 fine. So I'm up to $2 that I owe myself for not striking the board correctly before we get started. So now we have the Cloudlifter connected to this channel. Double check that the channel is completely struck. We're going to turn that on. Bring the level up to that triangle position. Now we're going to see how much gain it takes. It doesn't take much gain at all. We already just bounced off a -6. And we're at this sort of just above 3 out of 10 there, 4 out of 10. So you can see right there, compared channel 1 to channel 2, how much gain reduction we got by using the Cloudlifter. I'm going to add the compression just so we're comparing apples to apples here. You can see that we are still bouncing off a -6, so I can lower the gain just a little bit there. So with this, that's a huge gain reduction. I don't think you needed the Cloudlifter in the first place, but some people just want to see the difference when you compare the two, and here is that comparison. Now I'm going to go back to having it in channel 1. So I'm going to turn off phantom power. I'm going to unplug this microphone from the console, plug it back into channel 1, and now we're back connected to this audio console without the Cloudlifter. Now, just for reference, we're going to see if this optional foam filter has any impact on the amount of gain that's required. We can expect that this foam filter will provide, obviously, some frequency changes. I think it takes a little bit of the highs off, and it'll obviously improve the plosive protection. But let's see how this sounds with this cover on. Okay, so the foam cover is now on this microphone. I'm seeing that we are somewhere around the same level. I don't think you need additional gain, so we can further kind of lock in that hypothesis that we do not need a Cloudlifter with this microphone, with this console. For my personal preference, every test that I've done with this microphone, I like it better with this optional wind cover. If you're looking to buy it, we do have some links in the bottom below. There's a whole bunch of third-party manufacturers that make foam covers for this microphone now. I haven't done a comparison, but I would say that if it fits, it's fine. It will help. Anything that will help take a little bit of that plosive and some of that like mouth noise and those frequencies that are a little bit more irritating or grating out of this microphone, this will do that. But obviously you do sacrifice the looks of the microphone. I think it's a great looking microphone. I always get eye rolls from people when I talk about looks of microphones, but I'm a pretty visual person. I know I'm not the only one, and looks do matter even in the audio world. So keep that in mind, and that's the decision you'll have to make. But for me, I think it looks like a Shure SM7B with the optional wind cover, so I'm happy with it. So that's enough about that topic. But if you have any questions about this, again, if you want to see pricing or specs for anything in this video, we have some links in the description below. If you have any questions or comments about this setup, I think I covered everything. Why I wouldn't recommend a high pass filter. I'd leave the EQ flat, leave it panned, like some gain settings. But if you have anything that I missed in this video, please ask it in the comment section. I do read every comment. I try to respond to as many as possible. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.